So let's get into the nitty gritty of starting a business. Let's talk about getting your business plan and acquiring funding to bring your business plan to life. Now, let's just go to Google School right quick and ask it what is a business plan, right? And oh my gosh, here I go with my typos. But a business plan is literally a formal written document containing the goals of the business, the methods of attaining those goals, and the time frame for attaining those goals as well. Now, this is very important because when you go to investors, when you go to partners, when you go to people who can help accelerate your business, they're going to want to see your business plan. They're going to ask you as a CEO, as a founder, what have you organized? What have you put together to showcase what the plan is for the business in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, however complex and detailed it could be. So again, this is AI to start your business. I'm going to be showing you how you can use AI to do this, utilizing a couple platforms. So I actually recently just found out that Grammarly, if you're not familiar with Grammarly, it's a tool that helps with they help basically with like text grammar, paraphrasing, corrections, all of that type of good stuff. I've been noticing they've been coming into the AI wave pretty heavily now, and I noticed they have their own business planner now. Their planner is a little bit more extensive, so we're gonna go through the example, but I think the second option is you're probably gonna get a little bit more kick out of it because I'm gonna assume that if you need AI to assist with this, you don't have as much as this specific plan is generating. But let's still get into it just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And as mentioned, with you having options, you'll be able to kind of decide which one is better for you. So for Grammarly's AI business plan generator is going to ask you to put in a company overview. So let's actually just use my company, for example. One of my companies, Cyclone Agency, is a Gen Z led marketing agency that assists small business owners with marketing strategies and let's see, business setups. And then let's see what else is asking for. And then marketing details. We want to use social media and event appearances to reach our client. Now, again, as I've mentioned in a lot of these examples, I'm doing terrible with these examples. Forgive me, y'all. Um, please be very detailed with the information you're putting in here. Competitor analysis. One of ours is what are these people called again? Oh yeah, Juve Consulting. Who else? So that's pretty much it. They're also a Gen Z led marketing agency. Financial overview. Hypothetically, let's just say for this example, it costs around $2,000 a month to run. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's just say it costs $2,000 to run the business, including our virtual assistant, softwares, outsourced work, and more. And I have a bonus for you guys talking about how to get virtual assistants, how to get people for your team. That's going to be somewhere in this course. As I mentioned, I'm going to be surprising you guys with the bonuses throughout. So be on the lookout for that. Um, so yeah, let's see. Let's see what Grammarly is giving us. And in seconds, we have our entire business plan being made. And it looks like this is in the form of an email because it says "Dear," which is pretty interesting. It makes sense because it's made by Grammarly, and it has a pretty dope conclusion here. Um, so yeah, this is pretty interesting. Grammarly, what I say is my best option for business plans. Probably not. Let's go into what I would say is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is ChatGPT. I told you guys ChatGPT is like the OG AI. If you ask me, I know it's tons and tons of AIs out here, but I think the thing about ChatGPT is that it can get a lot of stuff done, man. But that's not to knock a lot of the other AIs that we use or that that's being talked about. And like I said, we're working on a GBT crash course, or it should already be out at the time of you watching this. So make sure you DM me GBT if you or you don't have it, and I'll get you hooked up. So with ChatGPT, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to the last query that we had when it comes to the names that we wanted to come up with from earlier in the course. And one tip for ChatGPT, you guys, is when you use ChatGPT, if you start a prompt or a chain of communication like this, and you want to ask it more things that pertain to that same thing, keep it in the same, like, what you want to call this, dialogue. Like, don't go and open a new chat and then start asking it stuff from something you asked in the previous query. The reason why is because they can take the information from this and then create a business plan. So what we're gonna do here at ChatGPT is very simple. I think we're in a better situation because we already used it and gave it just a little bit of information here at the top when we're asking for names. So I think we can go in here and smooth ask, create a detailed business plan to show our investors how we're planning to build the company and scale with our mobile app with subscriptions. And again, I'm going to continue to emphasize throughout this course for ChatGPT, especially the input is going to relate what the output looks like. I think my input was pretty whack, and again, that's just because of this example, but your input is key. Now, as you can see, even though my input is whacked, I got a very, 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 very detailed ChatGPT output. And the reason why is because I asked it to create a detailed business plan. Keep in mind, if you scroll up, all I gave it was a Gen Z led tax preparation company that takes pride in our initiative, in our tech initiative, and marketing. So that's the same context that he used to create this. And one thing to think about is like this: even if you gave it just as a blend of information as I did, you still want to take the template that it gives you and then start filling in the blanks, and then you start kind of building out the plan to really be like what the full vision is. So let's actually look through this here. It goes to the executive summary, which every executive summary should have the company overview, founders and management, the market opportunity, which highlights the current state of the industry in itself, the market, how many companies are already doing it, all of that type of good stuff, and then the product and service. So a little bit of more details on the app, and as you can see, it's kind of asking for it, but it's still giving us the different portions of the business plan we want to think about. So market analysis, who our target audience is, what our competitors are doing, their strengths, their weaknesses, how we plan on differentiating ourselves, which is very key in a business plan, and then our marketing strategy. So our pricing, our distribution, promotional plans. This is really, really nice. And then it's asking for the product development. So for an app, you want to have, if that's something you're going into, you want to have something called like a roadmap, or like the step-by-step plan on like where the app is at, where you guys are looking to be at. And it also kind of goes into more tech stuff, marketing and sales, how you're going to acquire customers, how you're going to retain your customers. And then you want to have what is called like a revenue projection. So if we make X amount of sales in the first year, we should make this amount. If we make X amount of sales in month two, we should make that amount. And then the operations, so like who does what on the team. If you have any pop suppliers or distributors or partners overall who help the business function, you want to highlight them here as well. And then any compliance that your app will be working by, whether that's licensings or certifications that need to be acquired. And it goes on and on and on. And then it talks about the funding requirements, right? So the use of funds is very, very important to know what you're going to do with the money. If an investor says, if I give you $1,000, what are you going to do with it? You need to be able to say, investor B, this $1,000 will be distributed in the following amounts. 20% will go to 50% will go to product development, 10% will go to operations, 30% will go to marketing, and then the last 10% will go to emergency savings. You need to be able to highlight exactly what the funds are going to be used, and that's where the business plan comes in. And then it also talks about your risk analysis and how you're going to deal with those risks when they come about. And as you can see, this was from a non-detailed um, input. Now imagine if you, assuming like you're in a situation where you have a little bit more detail about your company and you put it in here, you're going to get tremendous results. And again, even if you don't have enough information, you want to take this template and put it over in a Google Doc. You can literally copy and paste this, put this over in a Google Doc, and then plug in. All right, cool. You don't know the team structure, start filling it out. You don't know who your suppliers and partnership is, start figuring it out. And then this is how you work smarter, not harder. And then a business plan that normally takes people what, weeks, months, years. You're getting this done, and I mean the video's only been 10 minutes. Come on, right? And half of it was me talking about Grammarly. So you should be able to get your business plan going off the ground. If you need funding, if you're approaching to investors, if you want to get grants, which is the next thing we're going to talk about, your business plan is ready to go, and you're not looking foolish when they're asking what you're going to do with your money. What is your plan for the business? And you can't just talk with no reference, such as this, to back it up. Now, if you can recall, the other aspect of this was acquiring funding with AI, and I'm actually going to stay right here in ChatGPT because it's really crazy, ladies and gentlemen, how crazy this can get. So, what I want to do is get funding in the grants. If you don't know what a grant is, let's go ahead and Google that. A grant is basically money you don't have to pay back. But I love to give people Google definitions just so people don't think that I'm making certain stuff up. So a business grant is basically a sum of money given to a business that is that helps them to be further their business. The difference between a grant and a loan is that a loan requires you to repay the money you borrow, and the grant does not. So just consider the grant free money from the government. So because I want free money from the government, that's what I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help with. And as crazy as it sounds, yes, ChatGPT knows grants to help you with your business, and we're about to check this out. So let's do this. We're going to ask ChatGPT, highlight 15 government grants that I can apply for to launch and fund my business. We're going to see what it gives us, and we're actually going to go look it up. So let's see. All right, so it's giving us a lot of options here. So let's pick one. Let's pick one. SBA is pretty self-explanatory, and I mean, I'm familiar with a lot of these anyways, which kind of I'm pretty impressed with, just because these are actual things here. So let's pick one. I just picked one. I just highlighted. We're gonna So community development block grants. We're gonna see what we come up with here. Application. This is real legit, ladies and gentlemen. This is real stuff too, by the way. So we're gonna go to how to apply. Come on, why is it taking me? What is this? Community development. Is this the program? Yeah. So it looks like they have a $10,000 seed grant that I even myself that might not be done. But either way, yeah, I don't think I think I clicked too far away. But either way, to not take us too far from the point here, what it brought up was a legit grant that you just obviously need to do additional research and apply for, but it's actually a real thing here. Um, yeah, so it has all these different types of programs for businesses, and again, you can look into this. But again, if you had absolutely no clue on exactly where you wanted to start to get your money from, utilizing this would be key. So, all right, so this looks like to be the real platform here. I'm going to assume so because it says .gov, and this is the exact name with the acronyms and all of that stuff. So, if you press apply now in order to apply, it has the main application and all the assistance types. So, again, I can't make this up. This is amazing, and this is how you would use AI to not only get your business plan, which we have through Grammarly and ChatGPT, but then also how to acquire your funding.